This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And other than spending stupid money on stupid things, we've been watching We've been watching the Halo series.
Speaking of stupid things, spending stupid money. Okay,
hey, no, that's free.
That's true. I just meant like someone spent money on that show.
What I was gonna say was, if I could get my brain around this, we're gonna be discussing the episode 2 of the Halo show as seen by us. You know how we feel about it. And geez, my beard looks horrible today. Maybe it's just that I have higher definition quality. I don't know. Anyways. Second episode of the Halo series. So first off, if you guys didn't watch, we already covered our first episode recap last week. It's probably going to be a semi-weekly, if not weekly thing. We're going to be discussing this show because it's probably one of the best things out there for us to talk about. We have opinions on that, whatever. So just get used to that idea. And then the question I have for you, Will, is was it better or worse than the first episode?
I think it's about the same. Well, I would put the first episode a little bit higher just because the action scene was cooler.
Oh, yeah, there's like no action in this one.
There was nothing. Yeah, there's no action at all. So I guess in that regard, the first episode was better.
That's true. You know, I would have expected there to be some kind of action in just about every episode.
It was a build-up episode. It was just explaining the world.
It's like the episodes of Dragon Ball Z where he's just spending the whole episode powering up his power ball.
Yeah. I used to love Dragon Ball. Oh my goodness!
You know what's amazing is when they transformed it from a Cartoon Network to the Toonami to I think it went to like Nickelodeon or something weird or Disney.
I watched on Toonami.
They removed like a lot of that filler. So it was interesting. I would be curious if somebody were to buy this show like years later, if they would add or remove things from it. But that was more of a Dragon Ball comment than a Halo comment. Okay, let's start with the good.
What about you? Which one do you think is better?
Oh, definitely episode. Well, the Dave Chappelle look-alike kind of helped me a little bit. I enjoyed that.
He's been around for a while, man.
I know he has, but he looks so much like Dave Chappelle. Anyways, where I was getting at with that is I think episode 1 was probably better, but not by much.
Okay.
Like, because of that short action sequence. That's pretty much the only reason. Because I still feel like this isn't Halo. It doesn't feel like Halo to me. But let's get into the things we liked. What do you think about Unbound, episode 2 of Halo?
Things I liked. I liked the design of the Prophets a lot. I think they look really cool. I like the asteroid. I forget what it's called, but like the asteroid city scavenging area. I still like Master Chief's suit. I wish he would just wear the helmet all the time.
It is odd seeing his face literally all the time.
All the time, yeah.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
The Gramps have been good. What else do I like? I liked how Halsey manipulated that one admiral. That was cool.
Halsey in general is that's like the best character, best portrayal of any of the characters from the series, the game series to the
I think
show.
The guy who plays Keys is probably going to do a really good job. He hasn't been given much yet, but he has good screen presence.
Yes.
I do not like who they have for Hood. They could have just gotten Ron Perlman. I don't understand why they didn't. What else did I like about this? That's pretty much it. Those are the things I liked.
I liked the weird city thing, but not for Halo. I just liked it in general because I usually like those grungy, weird sci-fi.
Well, that exists in Halo, that city thing.
I agree. I understand. I just don't necessarily need to see it.
Okay.
I did not, under any circumstances, we'll get to that later. Let's get back. As far as what I liked, though, I liked the CGI of the ships again. I thought the ships looked great.
Oh yeah.
The
Elite looked really good.
Yeah, the Elite looked good. I liked the Prophets. I don't care for weird person living in the Covenant, but the Covenant as a whole, I like. And I feel like they're doing the Covenant politics right, and they're doing the human politics wrong, which is bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, they're slimming it down. I think it is fine. It's just I don't really care at this point. So like if it was like, into the second season or something and they're explaining more of what's going on in the background, yeah, I'd be all over that. But it's less interesting to me right now because I don't care.
I like how they have the chief like actually scaled appropriately against other people.
Yeah, he's huge.
That
He
well
moves
done.
that forklift. That was really cool. How he does it with one hand.
Right.
That was a really good show of strength.
I like that. They do a good job with that. I liked kind of his unknowing what the reclaimer situation is with not knowing anything about because he wouldn't know anything at this point, obviously, about Forerunner tech. I don't know if he would have been introduced to that at this point in the show, but I think it's good that they didn't make him some all-knowing person about the Forerunner. And then on top of that, I liked some of the military politics. I thought the Halsey politics, like you said, were well done. I think Halsey's character is just the best portrayal on the whole show in general.
I think the Admiral's fine. So like in the books, she doesn't have much to do either. So she's fine.
I do find the one politician is like, we're going to shut you down every time Halsey talks about doing something. It's like, okay, yeah, this character is like unnecessary. Why is this person even here? But I also just like Halsey in general as a character, even though like there's no connection whatsoever. I don't know how anybody could connect with her at an emotional level. The clone situation was interesting because they kind of talk about that in the series of books a little bit, but they never like show anything really.
Well, she has to make the Flash clones make Cortana. Oh, that's something we haven't gotten to the point where we don't like things. So go on.
Yeah, the Flash clone thing. It was interesting to see what they thought about that.
Well, we're gonna have to see her kill that thing with the Flash clone in the next episode, probably, which is going to be. It's going to really show how brutal Halsey is. Right.
Yeah. The doctor that works under Halsey, I'm not sure that person's necessary for the show personally.
I have no idea what the movie is.
But as an underling of Halsey, that's exactly what I would expect. Some sniveling doctor that doesn't really have his own.
Unless that's the same character that's in Spartan Ops for Halo 4, then that would make sense because he ends up being like a total pushover loser, and it's actually kind of an interesting character. But I don't know if it's the same character. So,
how about 66? What do you think about Soren's portrayal?
Soren's fine. The only problem is that Soren in the books gets super messed up. And in the show, it's just his arm, and the arm looks really messed up. It looks really weird, but it looks very messed up. The only problem is that they could just cut it off and give him a mechanical arm. So that's a problem with that particular portrayal.
Yeah, but I mean, he's wearing that armor. You might be able to he might be messed up under the suit. He talks about getting hit by only getting 5 minutes a head start, right?
Yeah, so potentially there's more damage. I think he's crippled in the books. So
okay,
or disabled. No, I don't know what the proper term is anymore. But the augmentation process really messes him up. I think they can rehabilitate him at some point, but it's not just his arm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mind him. I thought he was a pretty good character, actually. I thought Soren was all right. I don't actually know a lot about Soren to begin with.
I don't think it's a whole lot, anyway.
But I did like his portrayal. It looks like Dave Chappelle. That actor does. They could be brothers. There's so many people that have been like, is that Dave Chappelle? There's actually a bunch of Reddit threads. Like, no, you dummies.
No, actually, I think the first time I've ever seen him in a movie, he was he
was in Fargo, right?
I haven't seen Fargo. So he's in the movie Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. He's like the really good baseball player.
Yeah, he's in Fargo. That's right.
Yeah, I haven't seen Fargo. So, well, I mean, that's clearly the same actor.
Yeah. But if you do the side by side of
I know he looks similar. Move on.
He looks so I just want to show it so I'm not like looking like an idiot here, okay? They look so much alike. Look at these guys. He's like a buff Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. They could literally, if they were like playing in the same movie, they could pretend to be brothers.
Oh my gosh, go on.
Anyways, let's move on from that. But that did throw me off. Stranger Danger. Why Stranger Danger? I know we got, the Grammys have been great and horrible. I didn't even know they were no, it was the Oscars. The Oscars. I didn't even know that was happening until the
Will Smith. I know the Grammys are on either, so.
As long as we don't have Will Smith there, Sorry. Let's keep going. But as far as the show goes, I think that's where my positives end for it.
Yeah. Well, I
don't
think they
have a lot
nailed
of-
the Covenant designs.
There you go. Who watches those anyways? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. The Covenant designs, you think they nailed it. I like the inner parts of the ship for the Covenant, but we haven't really seen a good wide shot of the Covenant ships.
I mean, we've seen a wide shot of High Charity, and that looked cool.
That looked cool. I agree. That looked pretty neat. All right. So what didn't you like? He's like, oh, this is a long list.
Yeah. Well, one, I am less bothered that Chief took his helmet off at all, but more bothered like the entire episode he doesn't have it off. And the thing is, like, the payoff that they're trying to have doesn't make sense yet. Like, if they had gone through an entire season or 2 seasons where he's a machine and then Cortana humanizes him, and then he finally takes off his helmet, like in that moment, that would have made so much sense. Like him comforting another Marine or something, that would have been really cool. But now it's just like, whatever, I don't care. I also don't like, so far, I don't like the human that's living with the Covenant. So I understand what they're going for, and I think it could work. I don't know if they have the ability to pull it off, where they have like these blessed ones are the only ones who can access the Forerunner tech. So they have captured this human, they've brainwashed her into believing that she's part of the Covenant. It could be a really cool story.
It's like they're basically taking the different attack at the Gash.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm assuming that's where they're going to go with it.
That's the only thing that makes sense. If they don't do that, I have no idea.
Yeah. So I think that what bothers me about that portrayal, though, is that she's like talking back to the prophets in front of the other prophets. So if she was just doing that to Mercy, it would make sense. But she's doing it in front of Truth, and Truth would just slap her down. He doesn't give a shit. He would just kill her and find another one.
My only thing is the part of the human still missed me. I tend to agree with that. Keep going.
And then that whole scene where she's undressing. So you brought that up. It's like, why are we having this scene? And that scene would have made so much freaking sense if they made a comment about her having to cover up her humanity. And then she could have had a whole scene where she's like, feeling like the human skin and feeling like her true body and stuff. That would have made so much sense. So much as is. I have no idea what that scene was doing in there. I'm so confused. Like, you see a quick flash up, so it's not even like fan service or something like like HBO does, where you have to have tons of nudity. And when like it overlays with a scene with Chief, I believe. I think it's Chief.
I was a little bit worried when they saw her undressing that there was going to be some weird alien combo thing with her going on.
Yeah, well, that would have been interesting, but it was like they have it overlaid with another scene. I can't quite remember what it is now, but it has nothing to do with what's going on in the other scene. So it's
you're right.
The foil to that other scene, even. So I have no idea what that was doing in that. I have no idea.
Yeah, it was odd. It was odd for sure.
Yeah, so it would have been such a cool scene to have that after like Truth makes a comment about like you see like her arm skin or something, and he's like, cover that up. It would have been that would have been such a cool scene.
I was honestly wondering whether they were going to have the Chief undressing while she was undressing to show they're both human underneath their outer shell.
Yeah,
because that would have been odd, but it would have made more sense.
Yeah,
I don't really want to see either of them undressing on screen, but at least it would have made sense for like artistic.
Again, there's no artistic like effect. I don't know what the hell that scene was about. Other things I disliked.
Can I read my complaint that I hated the most? There was one line in the whole show that I was just like, no, this ain't it, Chief. When he was leaving whatever her name is on the planet with 66, and he goes, "This is the best I can do," and he's leaving. Like, what? The Chief would never say that. He would say something like, "You'll be safe here," or something like that. He wouldn't say, "This is the best I can do." Are you kidding me? What kind of writing is that? This is the best I can do.
Yeah, he doesn't really
never say that. He would never say that. So out of character. There's so many things in this it's so out of character. Like, for one, he wouldn't be AWOL. He would have killed her. He would have kept going. It would have been fine. He didn't even have Cortana to like kind of give him that shred of humanity, because I don't think he ever broadcast any affection for Halsey in the entire game series. Not much.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't really feature in any of the games.
He doesn't have this Oedipus complex that I tend to see in this show.
It's not Oedipus, but
it feels that way.
No, in the books they really are super loyal to her. So that that is shown. And also, you see that with George.
Yeah, but it's
and
not
Halo
this
Reach.
weird like motherly thing that she's got.
Yeah, it kind of is for the Spartans.
I disagree. Didn't feel that way when I read it.
Well, I mean, you see that in Halo Reach, so it's in the games too.
I never see the Chief acting that way. Not
you don't see them together, not in the same scene. It's not fair.
Fair enough. All right, let's hear. The worth of keeping it on and constantly having him take it off is the most illogical scene. Yeah, it's like it's almost like when you have that nudity that makes no sense in shows. Like why is what's his face taking his Henry Cavill taking his shirt off again? Like we don't understand, but he's taking his shirt off again for no reason. But in this case, it's like let's just keep taking his helmet off for no reason.
No,
doesn't make sense.
I do like the look of the undersuit though. That looked cool. Like in the games, it's essentially just like Under Armour, the brand. That's what it looks like. But the undersuit in the show looked really cool. It was just like a mini suit under the big suit.
Now, what we really don't want is Master Chief lovemaking scenes. I don't want that at all. Like, keep that out of there.
I'll just stop watching.
I don't care whose fan fiction that would be. I don't need to see it.
Well, the thing is, I thought it was fan fiction when they made Cortana and him have like almost a love moment in the end of Halo 4. I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? The thing is, you're supposed to be Chief. You're like, I'm not falling in love with Blue Lady. I'm killing aliens. That's the whole point. So I was even more upset.
I'm just kidding.
You bought the Cortana controller. Some random person in the show like that he hooks up with.
You bought the Cortana controller. Of course you love Cortana.
Not like that.
Jorge is the man. I guess I'll put that on screen. Jorge is the man.
It's not Jorge, man.
I know I'm joking. It's George.
I'm gonna slap you.
Okay. How about the scene where he like completely disowns Soren? How'd you feel about that? Do you think the portrayal was well done?
It was fine. I mean, that's essentially how it goes, right?
I feel like the Chief, though, based on all of the inner monologue he has in the Halo Master Chief books, where you're actually like behind his eyes, I don't feel like that's the way he would have tackled that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't feel like he's like the type of person that gets tempted by these things.
I don't see why that's even in the show because
it doesn't make sense.
That would make sense if you like see a flashback and then you like go forward and you're like, oh yeah, he like Chief has no humanity, but in that flashback you see a little bit or something. Now it's just it's like, who cares?
If he had humanity back then and he has humanity now, why is it such a surprise? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
because he's showing quote unquote humanity in both scenes. Like there's no, you're not the foil to the current day, the present day.
Yeah, there's no character progress. Yeah, and also he becomes human by touching, space rock.
That's the dumbest narrative in this whole show. It makes no sense.
Well, it would make sense if it was like a season into this, and then you're like, oh wow, there's a big change in the Chief. I can see that because I watched an entire season of him being different.
Well, the Chief has always had a personality. That's the thing that gets me. It's like he's not this.
Oh yeah, where's his one-liners? Like one-liners?
Yeah. Well, where's Steve Downs' voice?
Yeah. Well, where's he saying like I need a gun or I need a weapon or whatever?
Right.
Also, where's Sergeant Johnson? That's who we really need.
I want Sergeant Johnson.
Would be saved if he was on the show.
At least Advanced Space Monkey makes sense. What is he talking about? Confused. Okay, you have to expand on that.
I hope they bring in the brutes. That'd be cool.
Where's the fact of not removing the helmet? Yeah, no, exactly. That's a problem. But I think if I had to boil this down to one thing, it's like this does not feel like Halo.
I'm hoping that now it's going to feel like Halo because they've kind of like repositioned back into like a proper like Halo story.
Oh, you're talking about the brutes for the Advanced Space Monkeys.
Yeah, brutes are Advanced Space Monkeys.
Planet of the Apes. Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, realistically, the brutes would be the best for that, but that's okay. Let's keep going.
Oh yeah, true. Where the hell are the grunts and the jackals? I don't understand why they're not in the show yet. They better, if they don't show up, I'm going to be pissed. If it's just the elites and the prophets, that's it.
I just want to hear some of those grunt one-liners, like, "Hey, oh, demon!" Oh.
Because I mean, oh man, I hope.
Of course, he's not the demon yet.
But he is a demon in the show somehow.
Yeah, he shouldn't be though.
Also, they've been fighting for decades or something.
The timeline
I'm
makes
trying
no
to think of
sense.
the timeline. Is does that actually make sense?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
When
make
does
sense.
Halo Wars actually take place? Because that was a while before.
Yeah, but Master Chief's not really in. I mean, he kind of is, but not really.
He's not in Halo Wars, but
He's like.
I just meant they said they were fighting the Covenant for decades. So I'm just trying to understand if that makes sense.
No, none of the timeline really makes sense. And they don't discover a random Forerunner artifact, and the Chief, magically regains his humanity.
No,
Because for one thing, the Forerunners were like the opposite of regaining humanity. They're probably one of the most cold and soulless races in the whole galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here, let me imprint my entire personality on this person who could be his own person, but nope, never mind, you're not the Didact. Like, these guys are like the anti-human personality crew. So why would the Forerunner tech trigger that? It makes no sense.
Nope.
At least when it came to like Mass Effect, when this happens, it was like a warning that the Reapers were coming. This is nothing. This is a big nothing burger. It makes no sense.
Well, they got to find the big hula hoop.
Yeah, the reveal. How did you feel about the reveal from the random guy that the Covenant had taken in and let go?
Oh, that guy was super weird. I hated that portrayal.
I thought that was bizarre. I didn't think it made sense.
Unfortunately, there was some really interesting stuff that was being said, but the way they had him act was too distracting.
I mean, I get that the Covenant treated him like a pet, but still, it was...
Yeah, it was over the top. They could have had a couple scenes where he's like, feral or something, but then he kept like, he was just weird. It was just super weird. I didn't like it.
In lore, he was a jackal. Is that who is technically imprisoned? How did he even escape? That's a fair point. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Where did he go? He didn't think he can fly a Covenant ship. In lore, he was a jackal. Okay, so that's good to know. I didn't know that the character was specifically supposed to be a jackal.
I mean, yeah, that would make, I guess, because he was captured by jackals, that would be...
I don't know. It would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. Where am I at now? Oh, I don't like the human Covenant combo thing. Like, for one thing, how does she explain how she gets back to the human race after that? Because, like, clearly she has no identity. We're in a digital, military, modern age. Like, she would have popped up on somebody's radar.
Who are we talking about?
The woman in the Covenant.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. You mean like she
It
can
took
just walk
you way
through?
too long to figure that out.
Well, I was just trying to understand like your sentiment. But I don't think they have digital recordings of everyone, if that's what you're saying.
I mean, you would think in this futuristic place.
The thing is, there's multiple governments and they're so disjointed. I think that you could easily say, yeah.
Well,
you could wave your hand in the lore. And
how is she going to magically find her like footing with the Chief? That makes no sense. I mean, the guy literally is not attracted to people, so like she's not going to be able to.
He'll be attracted to her because she can like seductively take off her weird suit.
She's going to be like, check out my gas.
Well, we've already seen a scene in the trailers where she has the hunter worms attack everyone. I really wish that 343 would lay off that concept. It's the dumbest concept. I freaking hate it. Where they have the Legolo worms attack things. They have that they have it in the Nightfall series. I hated it. And they have it now in the trailer for this series. All I want is a hunter. I want them to turn the hunters. That's it. I don't want them to crawl around and attack people.
All right, we're gonna find it.
Because frankly, that is way more effective than being a Legolo. You can just have them crawl around in the vents and stuff and attack entire civilizations. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Oh man, those are freaking earthworms, man. That's not like
Legolo. That's not what you want, but it does kind of look like it. That's true.
It's close. There's a real one. That's a real one. There's a fake one that's the real adaptation. Mm-hmm. Man, no Legolo worms are effing huge, but come on, just use hunt. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where the heck are the hunters?
Also, look up the hunter from Forward Unto Dawn. That was a cool scene. I like just put that scene in this show. I guess that's
that was what I had up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
They filmed it at night, so it looks like the CGI looks cool, and he crawls up and kicks it in the head and plants a grenade on it. Cool, super cool scene.
Yeah, honestly, where I'm at with all this, the show is like, there's a lot of things that they're doing wrong. That unless they can figure out some way to get it together, I don't see myself continuing my subscription with Paramount Plus past 5 episodes. We'll see. I mean, maybe I'll finish season 1. I don't know. It's hard not to. It's Halo, you know. But like at the same time, like I want it to be good Halo.
Yeah. I think I'll finish it just out of morbid curiosity, but I don't have a whole lot of hope.
Like, and Chief taking off his helmet just cancel the show and redo it. Like let's
thing is, like, I'm at the point where it's like I'm okay with a different vision. Like I'm not so invested in Halo that it has to be exactly what the games or whatever, but have like a coherent story that isn't just weird.
This isn't coherent, and
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's just weird.
I'm not exactly sure how you recover or how you make this story work without significantly forking the Halo universe. And I think that's where we're at. I think that's what they're doing. They're just going to change
they're definitely forking
however they want to do it. And okay, there's a really good established lore, and you could easily just fill in some blanks, and it would have been a much better show. Like the lore that's established makes a lot more sense than the lore they're establishing.
Yeah.
My thing is, it should be Chief doesn't remove his helmet. It's Halo 101, honestly. I mean, yes, this is a fact. Like, Chief taking off his helmet was the first mistake. Having not Steve Downs' voice is going to turn a lot of people off.
Yeah. And also, if you're going to have him take it off, have it mean something. You know,
I didn't feel like that scene meant anything.
No. Like, when Darth Vader takes his helmet off, that was super meaningful. When the Predator takes his helmet off, super meaningful.
If you have good writing, you have really zero excuse to remove helmets. All right. Next question for you, Will. We were talking about this earlier. How do you feel about the clone?
I mean, that's essentially how I felt it would be depicted. So,
okay. I mean, it basically
I'm just
looks
ready
like
for her to. Yeah, I'm ready for her to kill it, and then have that be a really dramatic scene.
I was picturing that the clone would look like, what's that movie where like they predict future crimes in like a
it's oh man, I just recently watched this. It's Tom Cruise.
I don't remember if Tom Cruise is in it. Maybe was it?
No, definitely. Yeah, it predicts future.
Wait, is it something of interest?
No, Person of Interest is what you're thinking. That's not the same thing.
Okay, hold on. Movie that predicts future crime. There it is. That came up really quick. Wow. Minority Report. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I was picturing that when I saw the clone. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But then I realized, yeah, that's part of the lore. She's going to have to kill the clone to create the AI.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, what's really sad about the whole situation, I never thought about this like all the way through when I was originally hearing this story about the clones and stuff, was she literally has to kill a person to create an AI that's going to corrupt in like several years.
Yep.
That's so much more messed up.
Well, so I think only Cortana is actually made from a cloned brain like that. I think the other smart AIs, they figure out another way of doing it.
Hey, you said TV show. I said movie. The Simpsons does predict the future.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have so many broad predictions, it's easy to have some of them come true.
Yep.
I am curious now. Simpsons Halo. I wonder if they've ever had Halo on The Simpsons. I don't think so. Are you playing with something on your desk, Will, or is that your dog?
No, I'm playing with my Magic the Gathering cards.
Let's see. What do you got? The Simpsons had Marge play Halo once. Is that real? I hope this isn't fan fiction I just clicked on. Oh my goodness. No, that looks like legit. What? This is more important than talking about the Halo show. Yes. I need to see this scene. We're gonna get. No, this is legit. Wow.
Well, it looks legit, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that they had that on there. Huh.
This looks more accurate.
All right. Back to the show. That's amazing. That is amazing. I'm glad we've gone down this random rabbit hole. Okay.
Oh, so something else I don't like about the show is that they keep calling it the Cortana Project, and smart AIs name themselves. So Cortana is just going to name herself after the Cortana Project. That doesn't make any sense. And also, it takes away the agency from the smart AIs and why they're so interesting and dangerous.
I probably should have, turned on the. Oh, it is safe search. Good. I was gonna say when you type in Cortana, you never know what images are gonna pop up. But I am really curious what they're gonna make new Cortana look like. If they're gonna change from what we saw in the preview, because I really don't care for this weird Cortana.
Yeah, it's a very weird decision.
It doesn't, and honestly, she doesn't even exactly look like Halsey. And I would have expected her to look like Halsey if you're gonna have a more human portrayal.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This ain't it, Chief. This don't look like Halsey, especially not the Halsey in the show.
I think it is based off the Halsey in the show. I mean,
it doesn't look like similar. It. I don't think she looks like
different
Halsey
hairstyle.
I think her cheekbones look different. I think her eyes look different. I think her nose looks different. I don't think she looks like Halsey.
Do it side by side.
Cortana, Halsey show. No, they don't look alike.
I mean, it's based off that actress, so
nope. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I see it more with this actress.
It's the same actress.
Well, I mean, with this Cortana, not this Cortana.
No.
I mean, this actress and this Cortana look more alike than this Cortana. Like, she don't look like Cortana. What do you want me to say?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things I don't understand what they're doing. Like the fact that she's not just straight blue or purple, I don't understand.
Yeah. It's not really like, I mean, she was only ever other colors for a short period of time throughout the games. So like, makes no sense to have her be blue. And AI, 80s AI futuristic predictions were always blue. Yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna bring in her voice actor, but not Downs.
Well, originally they weren't going to do it, but the actress who plays Halsey wasn't able to come back and record her lines, so that's why.
Oh, really?
Yep,
that was the reason.
That's the reason. That's the only reason why it's. I'm blanking on her name, but the Cortana's voice actress. Yeah,
it's Jennifer, right?
This is terrible. I don't know. Jen Taylor. That's the name.
Jen Taylor. That's right. I was gonna say I thought it was Jen something. Hello, Jen Taylor. They should have just had Steve Downs literally in the suit. Why not? But the fact, I mean, she could have played Cortana. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically she does, but I mean, like she could have played it in the show, like Halsey, and well, maybe not. I don't know how hard that would be. But Steve Downs should have been. Steve Downs should have been the chief, even though he's too old to be the chief in this series. He still should have been the chief. Like, let's be honest. Like, there's only one voice actor that plays Optimus Prime through all of the Transformers, everything.
Yep.
So just CGI the chief and make Steve Downs the chief. Like, what? How hard is that to do? You CGI'd half of everything else. Why not CGI the chief?
I don't know.
I guess I'm just a broken record. I'm just angry about Steve Downs not being the chief. I doubt he would have been so much more expensive than the actor that they couldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless 343 got him on lock and key doing DLC.
Well, you know why they didn't do it? It's because they wanted the helmet to come off. They're probably like, "This is the greatest idea ever." That was the very first bullet point for this show.
Probably.
Chief takes his helmet off.
Yeah, that was probably all right. We're gonna do something outside the box.
Also,
okay, you know what, Jacob Clark. You are correct, but ever since the portrayal of Optimus Prime in hold on, there's one voice actor that is like iconic, specifically for I was gonna say it's Colin. Come on, that is the only voice that I picture in my head when I think of Optimus Prime.
You're still wrong. Is the end of that story.
No, Peter Cullen. This guy right here. Peter Cullen.
We've all seen this guy. Yeah,
this guy is Optimus Prime. There's no other Optimus Prime in my book. He's it. He's even the voice in the Rescue Bots. Come on.
Well, it's like the guy who always does the voice of Batman. Yeah, he's not in the movies.
Yeah, but Batman is like famous for taking his mask off as Bruce Wayne. Like, that's part of his character. It's different than the Chief who never takes his mask off, or like Optimus Prime, who's literally always CGI or a cartoon. It's different. So thanks, Jacob Clark. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say about the show other than I'm very
I am. Like, I'm gonna watch the next episode. I hope the next one's better. I don't know what they're gonna do with the Arbiter. I really hope that Elite that we saw is not the Arbiter, because he's supposed to be a shipmaster at this point and has like wiped out entire worlds. And then the Elite that we saw is just a Kadon, so it's not the same thing.
So I want to talk about this. I saw like
there is no DLC coming soon.
Just hear me out for a second, man. What are you doing? Okay. There was an April Fool's joke put on Twitter by Sean W. that he had inside information that there was never DLC coming to the campaign. A lot of people believed it.
Freaking Sean Dub.
Oh, man. So how do you feel? What do you think we're going to get DLC for the Infinite campaign?
2023.
You think it's going to be that long?
Yeah, I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. They admitted to the fact that everything's taking a lot longer than it should be, that the community is fed up, and that they understand that, but they're hiring people, they're organizing their staff, and it's just going to take forever for stuff to come out. They just said this like maybe over the weekend or a couple days ago.
Well, let's see what it says. March
just look up Halo Infinite. It's like the first story.
Is it? Okay, well, let's go to news.
Well, so you got the DLC thing.
1 day ago, Halo Infinite's co-op
campaign. There you go.
This is the opposite of what I want. More multiplayer content. I want campaign. I paid for the campaign. I didn't pay for multiplayer, okay? I want more campaign stuff. I'm even willing to pay $10 an expansion for the thing once they actually get, the base features done.
Yeah. And to Jacob Clark's part here, every launch has been a kind of disaster for 343. I don't understand what their game plan is here.
Yeah, I have no idea. But
and it hurts more this time because Infinite has such good bones and the game is so good. So the fact that they can't deliver on giving us actual new modes, new maps, new armors, and campaign DLC, it's really frustrating.
Halo Infinite is a great game with nothing. Everything that is physically there, when I play it, it feels good to play as the Chief in Halo Infinite. The gameplay loop feels pretty good. There's a few things I don't like, but overall it feels good. The gunplay is good. The world is actually well drawn and good. Missing a few biomes, but that's forgivable considering.
I thought it was going to come out as a DLC, so I gave it a pass when it launched because this is totally fine for the first 60 hours of playing. But then I expected to be announcement here comes the snow biome, but
they just keep on breaking the promises that this game was supposed to have. We should have had co-op on launch. Multiplayer should have had a full-blown playlist. It's it feels like whoever's calling the shots is tanking this thing on purpose. It's almost how it would
understand. Well, I think we talked about this last time, how most of the workers were contract workers, and because they delayed the game, they didn't actually extend their contracts. So all the people who knew how to build the game didn't quit necessarily, but the idea their contract ran out and they got new jobs. So now they're backfilling all those positions.
Yeah, but like you were saying, the bones of this game are as good as you can get for Halo.
Yeah. But then
it feels great.
Pun intended, it's also bare bones as far as content.
That's the problem. It's if somebody were to launch the same game with bugs but have full-blown content, package, it'd be more forgivable than having bare bones that's perfect.
What's crazy is that at this point, how many months are we into this now? So it launched in November technically. So December, January, February, March, April. So 5 months in, there's more content for Halo 5. A lot more content for Halo 5.
But they never added co-op.
No, but
Couch
I
co-op.
mean, we haven't gotten co-op yet, and we're not going to get it in May.
And we're supposed to.
Yeah.
They're just delaying it, Will, so that by the time it launches, we'll actually be able to play it together.
So frustrating.
Somebody said that. I think it was Spencer. He was talking about it the other day. They just keep, delaying it so that when Chris finally gets off night shift, you guys can play together. Anyways, so Infinite, like this is where I'm trying to get to with this. The show could not have launched at a worse time for Halo to also make fans angry.
Yeah, and then one of the Halo YouTubers pointed out that there's no tie-in material. How crazy is that? We finally have a Halo show, and there's no tie-in armor set or tie-in emblem or something.
There's nothing. Come on. There's nothing. It would have been even cooler if they could have just had like Madrigal be a map in multiplayer.
Yeah, anything
to tie the show to the series. But
I mean, like even that little structure made sense as a map. Yeah, you have like the central tower thing and like the barrier. It would have been perfect for a map.
I can't believe there's nothing at all tying these two together. Yeah, and then like he's a cross promotion. There's no cross promotion. It doesn't make sense. This is like one of the biggest missed opportunities in Halo history.
Yeah, it's such a lack of cross promotion. I was watching this show and I got an ad for an Amazon game. It's like, how is there not an ad for a Halo game on this? This is ridiculous.
And you've got what is arguably the best Halo package to ever exist with the Halo MCC.
Yeah.
The best. Like, there's hands down nothing better.
Now it is, yeah.
For Halo. Right now, it should be firing on all cylinders. MCC was like the biggest push you could have gotten for people to get into Infinite. And it's been wasted. And then Infinite's on kind of the downturn. And then you launch this show that's like all politics. How much further from the fan base can we get with this? I'm not even commenting on the storylines here. I'm just saying this makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Well, other than they just don't have anyone making the game.
I'm at a loss here. Halo is an important franchise. It's one of the few unique things that Microsoft has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just squandering it.
Yeah, well, was it the lead multiplayer designer that they lost recently to
I don't know.
Dr. Disrespect's team?
Who knows? MCC was the worst launch of the decade. I mean, yes, but they've fixed it by now.
You know what's funny about that? I actually had no problems at launch, other than the fact that the UI sucks so bad. But I didn't have any problems finding matches. The campaign was fine, and I got it specifically for the Halo 2 anniversary content.
So that
worked great. I was super happy. And also just being able to play all the campaigns. But when they started actually fixing the game is when I started getting bugs. Arguably, it's a much better package now, so I'm not arguing that. But
so I think the thing that 343 needs to work on, and this is something that's hard to do, but Destiny has managed to pull out a game that's loved by a lot of people. Not me, but a lot of people. They need to turn it around. Each update needs to bring something exciting. Not necessarily Fortnite, but we need like at least quarterly excitement to build this back up into something that could be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the quickest way to rebuild this community at this point would be to surprise everybody with elites.
You're not going to do it. Don't get your hopes up.
I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to immediately rebuild people's excitement for Infinite, would be
we could have a Fracture event where they don't just keep giving us the same samurai armor, and do a Fracture where you you get all of the elite armors, and then another Fracture event you get all the brute armors. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I really feel like that's what's missing here. Their leadership turnover tells me that the company has zero direction, too many leaders, and too many factions.
I won't hate on the MCC team, though. It's like 10 people doing all that stuff.
That's amazing, honestly.
And they also poached that lead guy from the MCC team to make sure that Halo Infinite would actually launch on time. Well, after the delay. So that's part of the reason why. That's why MCC has slowed down so much.
Because that guy was so good?
Yeah, they poached him.
Yeah, I do think that that's probably part of the problem is that you've just got this like dysfunctional combination of situations going on in the background. Having the multiplayer fractured off of the main game, having the main game a separate $60 disc and download. I just don't understand what's going on here. Halo didn't need to be free to play.
No.
I think free to play was the quickest way to make multiplayer die. Because you have too many people. There's no barrier to entry.
Well, if they wanted to do that, like, it's fine. Like, I understand the idea. And like at launch, it was like, oh, there's so many people playing. It's like Halo's back, but they didn't have anything left. That was like that's all they had was what was at launch. Well, they didn't have 2 months into like 2 month content, 3 month content.
I think it would have worked better if you would have packaged it together as the $60 game that they've always sold. Because
I really figured that if you bought the campaign, you would have gotten a whole bunch of content in the multiplayer. But they were so behind, they didn't have that content.
Well, let me explain to you why I think that selling it together as the $60 game that it should have been makes more sense. Because if the base game is good, but it's not all there yet, if you sell it for $60 to the people that want it, then word of mouth will be good, right? And everybody who bought Halo is a Halo fan, and everybody in multiplayer is a Halo fan. You build by word of mouth that this is a good game building into something great, as opposed to everybody gets to dip their toes in the water before it's warm.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If you have the slow rollout, and I don't know how you would prevent it with Game Pass, honestly. Game Pass would have let everybody jump in anybody that has Game Pass could have jumped in right away. But most of those people with Game Pass are probably Xbox or Halo fans to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I think that's the main problem. I think letting everybody dip their toes in before it's ready was a problem.
Yeah, and also, it's no longer like a company of nerds, like a team of nerds building a cool game. It's now a corporate entity that's just like, how can we get like the most amount of money out of this community?
I mean, that's fair. I mean, if you want to get people's money, then playable elites.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay money
buy
for the
those
Arbiter.
armors. Like I would
I'd buy the Arbiter. I'd buy the Arbiter.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite devs know the community is running out of patience. I mean, we are. This was like the worst like fizzle out of a launch I've ever seen in Halo history. I hands down. And like you said, no tie-ins with the show. That's another problem.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Honestly, you could take the Halo Infinite engine and Blur could write a better TV show than what we're getting out of Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And I would actually rather have seen like the Forerunner saga animated.
There's a lot of things I would rather see.
I'd rather see the
a good show that I'm watching on Paramount right now instead of Halo is The Stand. Have you watched that?
I've heard that's pretty good.
It's based off a Stephen King novel of the same name.
Yeah.
It's pretty good so far.
I think I had that book at one point in time.
I need to read it. So I'm actually reading the Dark Tower series, as I'm pretty sure I've told you. And the like they jump between different realities, essentially different worlds. And one of the worlds they land in is actually the same world that The Stand is in. So
here's the next question for you, just to finish this all out. Are you still playing Halo Infinite at this point in time?
Not multiplayer.
I've never even really played multiplayer outside of the betas.
I think I've played like once a month. And that's less that I'm bored with it. It's more I love Firefight and I like Infection, and those modes aren't there.
So what are you playing right now?
I mean, there's only a couple of things. So I mean, other games or
games.
Just
what games are you playing right now?
Slayer.
Like a game named Slayer?
Oh no. Okay, so other games. I'm playing the Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm playing Star Fox
on the Switch service.
On the Switch, yep. And also playing still Metro Dread. Not very far in that game.
Are you having a hard time with that?
I am having a horrible time with it.
But you're enjoying every second of the struggle.
I'm enjoying it. Like it's funny. That's so I understand the struggle, and I'm actually enjoying that struggle. But
okay. I might be playing that boss rush mode when that comes out. I might try it. See how fast I can beat all the bosses in Metroid Dread. But
oh yeah, it'll come out with an easy mode too, right?
I think easy mode's already out. You just haven't downloaded the update, I guess.
Oh, I apparently haven't downloaded the update. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get Switch Sports, honestly.
Okay.
I haven't gotten it yet though. I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm moving from my my Game & Watch Zelda console from the original Zelda to Zelda 2 now.
Okay.
That's like my, mindless device to play when I'm like bored out of my mind doing something else. I'll just whip that out for 5 minutes and hit save and put it back down.
I also like to whip it out for 5 minutes.
I'm still trying to get my platinum in Persona 4 Golden. I'm down to 2 trophies left. Okay. 2 left. That's it. I got one.
Have you played Tunic yet? Do you not know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, you'll love this game. It's on Game Pass.
Tunic game. Let's find out what the heck this is. Huh. Why do you think I'll love this?
It's Zelda, but with a fox.
No, I probably won't like it then.
What? It's great, and it has no directions. You have to like find all of the secrets yourself. You'll like this game. Just get the game. It's similar to
OG Zelda or
OG. Oh yeah, what the heck is that? What's the one that you?
Link's Awakening.
It's like Link's Awakening, but the game that you got me and I still haven't beaten yet.
Oh, Oceanhorn?
Oceanhorn. It's like that.
Okay. So is it like more top down or is it more?
Oh yeah, it's top down. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. I've never. Tunic's Fox's language has been translated by fans. Interesting.
It just came out and it was made by one dude. So like, go ahead and support. You should support it. It's really cool.
Is it? You cited Game Pass then? Okay.
On Game Pass, yeah.
Huh. Okay. Hey, speaking of things coming off of or onto services, apparently Persona 5, I guess Atlas is pulling back the PlayStation Plus edition when they rolled out their new game plan on the PlayStation. So whatever is going on behind the scenes, Atlas wasn't having any of it. They're pulling Persona 5 off.
Because they're getting bought by Microsoft, that's why.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening, but that's okay. All right, let's close this thing out. What game do you want to see ported to the Switch?
What game do I want to see ported to the Switch? Well, obviously the MCC. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Halo C would be cool. I'm going to have that on my Switch, my Steam Deck. Halo MCC.
Yep. When are you getting yours?
It'll probably be like September.
Okay.
Before I get my retro USB AVS next summer sometime that I just paid $200 for. Oh, man. They're not even counting the Xbox numbers where they hide it. That's true, yeah.
Oh, I know what I want. I would want The Witcher and The Witcher 2 on the Switch.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea, actually. The Witcher 2 would be way more doable. I want Dead Rising on the Switch. I just put a video out about it the other day. I think it's time that Capcom reopens the vault where they keep Frank West and get that game on the Switch. That game is perfect for it. It's got case-by-case structure. It's just everything about that particular game makes sense. So, personally, that's what I want to see. I will say that 343 is on par with EA on ruining franchises. Titanfall and Anthem. Titanfall 3 is coming eventually.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
That is happening. I'm actually kind of curious. Apparently, Sony is like ready to purchase another studio. I don't know which one, but I just saw this the other day. Who do you think they're going to buy?
Not EA.
No,
I'm sure it's going to be a small one that has some kind of particular.
No, it's supposed to be a big studio.
Oh well, I have no idea then.
I bet it's going to be Konami. I bet they finally figured that out.
Konami makes sense.
Update: Sony buys. Wait, what?
It was April Fool's.
Oh, 2 days ago. Yeah, April Fool's. Yeah. Whew. I was going to say, did I miss this news? Yeah, April 1st. You're right. Leaker Gavin Stevens deleted his post after a few hours. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Whoops. Good stuff. All right. If you had to pick a different studio to take over Halo at this point, who would you pick?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
The show or the
the show?
Either one.
I mean, I have no idea. I love Neil Blomkamp or whatever. I don't know his name. Like I like all of his sci-fi stuff. So I think he would have done a really good job with Halo.
Neil, what's his name?
Blom. Yeah, there it is. Blomkamp.
What stuff has he produced? Let's see. As most of the people who made Titanfall 2 what it was left what Respawn has become. I mean, that's a fair point.
So he was going to make the show, but he did District 9 with the
leftover. Oh, District 9 was good.
Yeah, so he actually made that show with the leftover assets from the Halo show.
Did he really?
Yeah, so it's really cool. But he also has a bunch of shorts on YouTube that are all very good and very interesting.
Oh, he did Elysium too. That was actually a pretty good movie for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I could have seen that. He would have done a good job. Would have been really gritty probably, but would have been good. Probably even grittier than Halo is.
You should look up the Oats Studios on YouTube. Don't play any videos because you might get a copyright strike. But
I'm not going to play any videos because I might get a copyright strike. In fact, I'm going to jump out of there for a second while I load it up.
Anyway, as far as who could take it over, I mean, why am I blanking on the name for who makes Titanfall? Who makes Apex?
Respawn.
Respawn. I think Respawn could do it.
You have to buy them first.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they weren't owned by EA, I would be happy with that.
I would pick.
I can already say not Respawn. Do they poor follow through? Okay, fair.
I would have picked Bethesda.
I don't know, man.
They did Doom.
But they didn't do Doom. Who was the studio that actually did that?
It's a studio that's under.
Yeah, it's not Bethesda. The same thing.
Whatever. I can't find the Oats. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I did find it finally. Okay, there they are. You do not want Respawn. Okay, I'll take your word for it, Mr. Jordan. No, Jordan. Jacob. Gosh. I was reading something else. I must have saw Jordan. Yeah, id Software originally made Doom. That is true.
Yeah, so it is id Software. I don't know. Like, I would not want them to make it like Doom. That game is way too fast.
No. But give them a shot at making an actual,
I mean, id Software might be able to do it, though.
Yeah.
And they do like they have the same badass Space Marine dudes. The same idea.
Wolfenstein, the new ones are actually pretty neat the way they did the stories for those.
I did not play the new ones, so.
There's actually like a real storyline to the new Wolfenstein. Mm-hmm. It's more than just, kill the people from World War II. It's not that. It's like a full-blown different thing going on. Look at what Age's Apex Legend has become. That's what we need.
True.
We should have got Halo Legends.
I don't know.
We should have got anime Halo Legends multiplayer. Side-scrolling Halo goodness.
I mean, I like the new Coalition games, but they're third-person games. So,
oh God, you really should get the Halo Legends game going.
Mm-hmm.
That would be actually pretty neat. Yeah, the new. Oh, he's talking about Wolfenstein. Yeah, the new Wolfensteins are. Whoops, there's an F word in there. I'm gonna take that out.
Oops.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I started to play it, and I think I sold my Xbox, and why I didn't end up finishing it. But it was actually really good.
Wolfenstein games are on Game Pass, I believe.
You're probably right, and if they are, I should probably have no.
They're on my list. I have so many freaking games to go through.
Well, the other thing that I found out was I was on like the sequel or the prequel or something to whatever game was I was supposed to play first. Mm-hmm. So that was part of the problem. I was missing a whole bunch of pieces. But yeah, okay. Is there anything else about the show? Because I feel like we just tanked the show, and then we tanked on.
I would say the first episode for me was probably a 5, and then this one was like a 3. No, I won't be that mean. Probably a 4. Yeah, like 5 out of 10. Like I would say, like that's kind of an average show. So it's just like, like I could take it or leave it. I don't
could
care.
Eat popcorn to this.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the first episode. And this one was just like it was worse than the first one, so it has to be a 4.
If it weren't, I think Soren saved the second episode for me. If it weren't for Soren, I would have really disliked the second episode.
Yeah, I like the other Spartans.
Yeah, the other Spartans are honestly, the other Spartans are fine. I'll take them. I like them. And I'll say it again. I don't mind Keyes being different than what I expected.
Yeah,
he's fine. I don't like Miranda Keyes completely different reasons we discussed the first episode, but she wasn't even in this episode really. So Halsey and Soren saved episode 2 for me.
Same.
So I'll give it, the second episode gets a 5 and the first episode gets a 6.
Okay.
I'm going to go slightly higher than Will on the ratings.
Okay.
But for me, with the limited amount of time I have as a parent, 6s don't usually get watched.
No.
If it weren't Halo, I wouldn't be watching it.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say?
No, just
anything else on your mind, Will?
No, I just wish the Halo show was more what I want it to be. That's all. And I want campaign DLC.
I'm tired of hearing bad Halo news.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
Well, we were so high, man. We were like in the stratosphere in November, and now it's just it's so low.
Well, what we thought we were getting was just a taste, and we didn't realize we had the whole package already.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's
still
all
really like
there.
the campaign. I mean, the lack of content's not going to affect the fact that I love the campaign, but
yeah, like I said, gameplay loop's good. It's the bare bones that are there are good.
Mm-hmm.
We're just missing some of that extra personality in DLC.
Yep.
So, anyway, let's let the imminent flood come in of. Sorry. All right, guys. I'm sorry that we're just so negative on Halo right now. But
I'm not sorry.
I'm just so tired of
it.
This. I'm just so tired of it. But hopefully, Bill Gates will throw a few $1 billion at Halo and it'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you all
on the next one. Bye, guys.